welcome back to Nails Before Films. It's your favorite disgrace to society, and today I'll be reviewing the highly anticipated Superman. My expectation for Superman was pretty low after reacting to the trailer, and I was right. It's a movie that's not impressive, not disappointing, just nothing. It's an unfocused film that doesn't provide any real resolutions or character growth. I never got excited, I never laughed, I never felt touched or inspired. I genuinely felt nothing. It's not a terrible movie, I appreciate some of the elements, but it's certainly not good either. Anyway, there will be spoilers, so come back after you've watched the movie yourself if that bothers you. Let's get into it. Let's start with the stuff that I have mixed feelings about, because everything I thought was nice could have been done better. I appreciate the fact that Superman is not an origin film. The movie doesn't go over Clark's childhood and how he became Superman. That's clever. People are tired of seeing the same origin story over and over again, so might as well just get to the point. However, they skip over way too much and violate the rule of show don't tell. The movie literally starts with a string of text that's basically an exposition dump. I'm okay with skipping over Superman's origin, but events like him interfering with the war shouldn't be glossed over. The movie never shows us exactly what happened between the two countries and what Superman did, so it's difficult for me to decide whether or not he did the right thing. I thought the film would delve deeper into Superman's actions and their consequences. Like, he's not wrong to stop people from dying, but international conflicts are often complicated. What he did could lead to retaliation and more casualty. He must learn to consider the consequences and consult other people before flying in on his own. But no, the film makes it frustratingly simple. One country is just evil, so Supes did nothing wrong. There's no lesson to be learned here. Another thing that Superman shouldn't have glossed over is his relationship with Lois. At first, I thought it was nice that Lois was already dating Clark and knew he was Superman. We didn't have to go through the whole fiasco of Lois falling in love with Superman and discovering his secret identity. The problem is that the movie tries to speedrun their relationship. We learn that Supes and Lois are dating, but 5 minutes later, they have a huge fight and Lois even considers breaking up with him. Like, what the heck? I just learned that they're a thing and now they're breaking up already? Am I supposed to feel worried? But I have no idea how serious this is. Maybe they fight frequently, who knows? Besides, I don't even understand why Supes got so upset from an unofficial interview. You work with Lois. You know how ruthless she is as a journalist. So why are you so pissed that she's asking you all these hard questions? That's called good journalism. Maybe you should learn something instead of getting angry. Throughout the movie, I never get the feeling that Supes' relationship with Lois is in serious trouble. So the whole romantic subplot isn't interesting at all. And I don't understand why there has to be a CGI alien fight outside their window when Superman is having a sincere talk with Lois. It's so distracting and ruins a scene that's supposed to be emotional. My favorite thing from Superman is definitely Lex Luthor. Lex is, without a doubt, the strongest element in Superman. I absolutely love how he can be smart, arrogant, ruthless, and insane at the same time. He would do anything to take down Superman, and he actually has the chance. Nicholas Holt's Lex is so convincing, which is why it's extremely frustrating when the movie makes him dumb. Lex is supposed to be smart, and the movie sometimes does a good job of showing off his intelligence. I really like how he knows Superman's every move and can completely beat him with Ultraman. However, the way he gets taken down is so stupid. Lois finds out Lex's real plan because his girlfriend is obsessed with Jimmy Olsen of all people. She sends him a bunch of selfies with proof of Lex's plan in the background. Why would he let his bimbo girlfriend take selfies everywhere? You might say, well, she's stupid, so Lex never expected that her random photos would give him away. That's such a terrible excuse. For someone as smart as Lex, why would he risk his secrets getting out? What if his dumb girlfriend accidentally takes pictures of some top secret stuff and posts them on social media? He could easily monitor her phone and check if any of the photos are problematic. And why doesn't he keep tabs on who she contacts? According to his girlfriend, he already checks where she goes using traffic cameras and stuff, so it should be easy for him to find out that she's texting Jimmy. He does none of this and gets defeated in the dumbest way possible. One of the reasons why I like Lex so much is that he's one of the few serious characters in this movie who doesn't try to be funny. So imagine my disappointment when Krypto throws him around in the end like a joke. Why would you do that? It's not funny. Even Lex's goons are incompetent. Instead of just having kryptonite because the story wouldn't work if Superman can't escape, Lex threatens Metamorpho to create kryptonite for him or he'll kill his son, a horrifying CGI baby. Of course, Metamorpho decides to help Superman in the end, and I don't understand why Lex's goon doesn't immediately torture the baby when he stops creating kryptonite. You're right across their cell. You can clearly see what Metamorpho's doing. What's the point of having someone there if he doesn't do anything? It's so frustrating that Lex has a real chance of defeating Superman, but he fails because the plot dumps him down so that Superman can win. I'm not saying that I want Lex to win, but the way he's taken down is so stupid. Now that I've talked about the semi-positives, yes, those were what I consider to be not terrible. Let's get into what I really don't like. First of all, the visuals are horrendous in Superman. Remember how weird he looks in the trailers when he flies? That's in the final cut, and not just once. For the love of Krypton, stop with the close-up shots when Superman's flying. It looks hideous. Why would you do that to David Corenswet? The guy looks like Superman if the movie can actually make him look good. And the CGI is so horrible and overused. We have an ugly CGI baby, a random CGI monster, another random CGI alien, and countless other special effects that look like crap. These horrible CGI look so freaking fake and take me out of the movie whenever I see them. And there are so many things in this movie that just try to blind the audience. You can't see anything and they're just hard on your eyes. The fights aren't exciting either. I completely zoned out during the Mr. Terrific fight, where we saw the fight from Lois's angle in a red bubble. I hated the way it was shot, which made it difficult for me to focus on the action. Besides, it's not like the fight matters. There's never any doubt that Mr. Terrific would win against random goons. The only fights that I enjoy watching are the ones where Superman fights his clone, but mostly because I like the idea that it's actually Lex fighting him. It's a clever way to demonstrate Lex's intelligence and power, but the fights themselves are just okay. It doesn't help that the clone twist is so obvious. Is anyone really surprised by that? As terrible as the visuals are, there's something even worse, and it's the freaking comedy in Superman. In a sense, Superman is hilarious because of how pathetically it tries to be funny and yet fails so miserably. I never laughed throughout the whole movie. Only one joke in the end got a chuckle out of me, which was the Gary joke. But if you think about it, it makes no sense. The robot literally says it has no emotions. So why does it care if Superman gives it a name or not? I laughed at that simply because it caught me off guard. Every other joke is so predictable and insufferable. Haha, Jimmy hesitantly says yes to a girl he's not interested in. Mr. Terrific's garage door is so slow. Superman awkwardly says he can be a dick sometimes. You're killing me with these hilarious jokes, James Gunn. It's not like I can see them from a mile away. And don't think I forgot about Krypto, which is possibly the worst thing in Superman. I'm impressed. James Gunn managed to make me wish that a cute dog never showed up again. I don't even feel bad when Lex tortured Krypto by making him chase virtual flying squirrels. Every time I see that freaking dog, I'm like, oh no, here comes the funny that's not funny. Krypto's only purpose is to be annoying. All he does is show up and bite whatever is in front of him like a rabid dog. That's it. That's the joke. It might have been cute or funny for the first couple of times, but he does this throughout the entire movie, and it goes on for way too long every single time. We get it, he's an uncontrollable little freak. It's a sorry excuse for a joke. The humor in this movie is just so childish and unnecessary. None of them are clever, and such low-effort comedy shouldn't be acceptable. I can't take this movie seriously when it tries to be funny and fails every 5 minutes. You know, I hope bad CGIs and unfunny jokes are the worst parts of Superman, but they're not. The biggest problem is how unfocused it is. There are so many random characters shoved into Superman for no good reason. Besides Mr. Terrific, everyone in the Justice Gang could be swapped for other superheroes. Guy Gardner could be some other Green Lantern. In fact, it doesn't even need to be a GL. It can be anyone else. James Gunn probably chose Guy because he's a funny character from Justice League International. Hot Girl is even worse. She's just there to shriek and smash things from time to time. If you replace her, it wouldn't make any difference. Maxwell Lord is also there with no explanation. The last time we saw this character, he was a shady businessman in Wonder Woman 1984, and now he's suddenly founding a superhero team. I get that it doesn't matter to the overall story, but I just don't appreciate characters getting randomly shoved into a movie with no explanation and no real purpose. Don't even get me started on that Supergirl cameo in the end, where she wanders in drunk and calls Clark a bitch. Your cousin almost died, you weren't there to help, and apparently, you don't give a crap. Way to introduce a character and immediately make her unlikable. Then there's Metamorpho, who exists just so Superman can escape Luthor's cell. Who's this guy? Why can't he just create elements, even the sun? Who cares? He's a plot device, not a real character. Superman tries to tackle so many things at once, and none of the resolutions satisfied me. It's okay for Superman to interfere with international affairs because one country is just cartoonishly evil. Superman and Lois's relationship is not fully developed, so I didn't feel anything when she confirms her love in the end. And as for our title hero Superman, I'm not sure how he's grown throughout the movie. Superman basically ended up as the same person he was before. I guess he learned that he was already good? Superman's biggest struggle in this movie is that he finds out his Kryptonian parents actually sent him to Earth to rule the planet. People start doubting him, and he doesn't know what to think of this revelation either. I already don't like the fact that they make Soup's birth parents bad people, but why does it bother Superman so much? I get that he's upset that his parents were not who he thought they were, but it doesn't change the fact that you're a hero. Superman never tries to explain himself publicly, and he freaking works in journalism. You can easily tell people your side of the story. Sure, they might not believe you, but at least try. The way they resolve this issue is so lackluster. In the end, people are cool with Superman again because Lex is evil. How does that solve anything? Just because Lex is evil doesn't mean Superman is good. The video is still real. You might say, Superman saved Metropolis, that's why people believe in him again. He's been doing that since the very start, but it didn't matter. The public still turned on him when they saw the video. So why is it different now that Lex is exposed? Nothing's changed about Superman. You can easily argue that he saved the planet because he's here to conquer it. The movie brings up some interesting points, like how metahumans are above the law and can interfere with whatever they want. But the problem is, these issues are resolved in the laziest way possible. Lex and that one country evil, Superman good, be human, end of story. It's so frustrating. That's basically my thought on James Gunn Superman. In hindsight, I shouldn't have watched it right after watching F1. Big mistake. I don't think it's terrible, but it's definitely not good either. The main cast all performed adequately, especially Superman, Lois, and Lex. They could have been great if the material wasn't so mediocre. At the end of the day, this movie doesn't make me excited for James Gunn's DCU. I don't really want to see more if this is the best he can do. I don't want Superman to flop, it's not that bad, but mediocrity shouldn't be rewarded either. I won't say avoid this movie, but I can't recommend it either. Hope you guys like my review and nails. I did the character logos with translucent chrome backgrounds. This is Superman, Lex Luthor, Mr. Terrific, Green Lantern, and Metamorpho, which I did with glitter for the texture. As always, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, comment, share, do what you want. Keep nailing it and don't watch F1 before Superman like I did, people.